In 20 minutes, I'm going to teach you all the Musa you need to read and write English. Of course, you're not going to be an expert after 20 minutes. You're going to have to watch this video a few times, pause it, do the exercises, and practice on your own. But you'll be off to a good start. We'll start with the 3 nasal letters, as in meme, noon, and long. They all share the same triangular top, which looks like your nose. The bottom of the M points left towards the front of your teeth, towards your lips, because M is pronounced with your lips. The bottom of the N goes straight down, like your upper teeth, and the bottom of the eng points back towards your palate. Pause the video here and write down the phrase from the image, replacing the Roman letters with the Musa letters you know. Continue when you're ready to check your answer. Easy! The letters for the voiced sounds, B, D, G, are very similar. They just replace the triangle with a flat top. But when B, D, G occur at the beginning or the end of words, or next to unvoiced sounds, as in words like disgrace or backbone, childhood or bagpipe, they lose their voice, and we write them with unvoiced letters, which have a roof that slopes down to the right. Again, pause the video and replace the letters you know already. Did you remember that the B of dashboard is unvoiced because of the SH? We add a little horn to the unvoiced letters to spell the sounds of P, T, K, but only at the beginning of a word or the beginning of a stressed syllable. In those contexts, we pronounce them with a little puff of air. They're aspirated. Try it yourself. Put your palm in front of your mouth and say, P, T, key. When P, T, K end a word or a syllable, most of the time we spell them with letters with a wedge on top to show they're unreleased. You can hear the difference in pairs like tap, tab, cat, cad, and back, bag. The first one isn't released. Pause the video and replace the letters you know. The T of trip has a curved bottom. I'll explain why a little later. We sometimes spell PTK with unvoiced letters, the same unvoiced letters we use to spell BDG at the beginning and end of words. We use unvoiced letters to spell PTK after S, as in span, stan, scan, or clasp, cast, cask, at the beginning of an unstressed syllable, as in whimper, winter, winker, or after another unvoiced consonant at the end of a syllable, as in apt, act, aft. In most American dialects, when a T or D comes after a stressed vowel, it's pronounced as a flap of your tongue. Do you pronounce flower petal and bike pedal alike? The sound in the middle is neither a T nor a D. It's a flap. Musa has a special letter for that sound, which you can also hear in water, little, wooden, wedding, and many other words, always after a stressed vowel. You may be wondering why we make it so complicated. Why don't we just have one letter for B and another for P, for example, like we do in the Roman alphabet? Musa writes as we actually speak, phonetically. First of all, that makes it much easier to learn a foreign language, and for foreigners to learn English. An amusing example is the phrase, bad problem, which sounds to French people like
Pas de problème.
or no problem, because English B and French P spell the same unvoiced sound. But the real benefit is something that you won't remember. When you first learned how to read and write English, you had to learn that the P's of pin, spin, and snip are spelled with the same letter, even though they sound different. And you had to learn that the P of spin and the B of bin are spelled with different letters, even though they're the same sound. Tricky rules like that are why it takes English speakers 3 more years to learn how to read and write than speakers of languages with good spelling. 3 years. So let's write like we speak and spend those 3 years learning something more useful. Curvy bottoms are used for hissing and hushing sounds, like the DZ sound in roads and the DJ sound in judge. They lose their voice at the beginning of words, but not at the ends. The unvoiced versions are TS, as in tsar or tsunami, and CH, as in chunky chicken chips. Like PTK, they're aspirated at the beginning of words or stressed syllables. At the ends of words, they stay unvoiced, as in cats and catch. We also use these letters to spell T and D before R or Y, as in train and drain, tune and dune, mature and endure. Here's what you know so far. Now you see what we mean when we say that Musa is a system. The letters in a row all share the same top, and the letters in a column all share the same bottom. Why don't you try reading a full sentence? The rest of the consonants are straightforward. They each correspond to familiar sounds, and they never change their voicing. These 2 rows show the fricatives, which all have curved tops. The upper row has the final sounds of pave, bathe, baise, and beige. The lower row has the initial sounds of fin, thin, sin, shin. The V and F letters add a tail to the bottom of M, B, P, since V and F are pronounced with your upper teeth instead of your upper lip. This exercise has some tricky cases. You can't trust the English spelling. Did you get fooled? Musa has 2 letters for L, one for when it comes before a vowel, as in holy, and the other for when it comes after a vowel, as in whole. They sound pretty different. The Musa R is used both before a vowel, as in red, and after a vowel, as in door. But in dialects where R isn't pronounced after a vowel, in England, Wales, Australia, New Zealand, or South Africa, we replace it with the schwa aufglide to spell the lengthening and centering of the vowel. In English, the sound Y occurs before vowels, as in you and few, and after vowels, as in my and mine. Likewise, the sound W occurs before vowels, as in wet and sweat, and after vowels, as in how and house. The last letter is called the break. It plays the role that the hyphen plays now, for example, to distinguish nitrate from nitrate. Here's your final test on consonants. As you'll learn soon, the final R's of river and Windsor are vowels, but it's okay if you wrote them as consonants. Those are all the consonants you need to write English, 38 of them. But the top 7 rows form a system, and that makes them easier to learn. Now we're going to talk about the English vowels. We're going to use the excellent color vowel system, which assigns a color to each vowel sound. Here are the 8 short vowels of English. The vowels differ quite a bit between dialects. American dialects don't have the olive sock vowel at lower right. In its place, they pronounce words like cloth and long with the auburn hawk vowel, and words like lot and stop with the almond lager. In fact, many Americans and most Canadians pronounce Auburn Hawk and almond lager alike. Meanwhile, in most of the other English dialects around the world, the Auburn Hawk and almond lager vowels are long vowels. Even in American English, we lengthen them when they end a syllable, as in pa and paw. We'll start with the front vowels. The first one is the sound in silver pin. It's the vowels in words like kit, ship, sick, bridge, milk, myth, and busy. The second is the sound in red dress. It's the vowel in words like step, neck, edge, shelf, friend, and ready. Then there's the sound in black cat. It's the vowel in words like trap, tap, back, badge, scalp, hand, and cancel. In American English, we also use it in words like bath, staff, brass, ask, dance, sample, and calf. Here are the back vowels. The first one is the sound in wooden hook. It's the vowel in words like foot, put, bush, full, good, look, and wolf. The second is the vowel in Auburn hawk. It's the sound in words like thought, taught, sauce, hawk, jaw, and broad. Americans also use this vowel in words like cloth, cough, broth, cross, long, and Boston. But Brits pronounce those words with the next vowel, which we will call olive sock. It's a vowel we don't have in American English. Brits also use this vowel in words like lot, stop, sock, dodge, romp, possible, and quality. Before presenting the central vowels, I want to talk about reduced vowels. In English, every word has one stressed syllable that's pronounced louder and longer than the other syllables. For example, the word olive has the stress on the first syllable, while the word alive has the stress on the second syllable. In Musa, we write stressed vowels high and unstressed vowels low. We don't usually pronounce the unstressed vowels very clearly. We usually swallow them a little, or a lot. In fact, we reduce almost all the English vowels to only two reduced vowels, a mid-vowel and a close vowel. You can hear them in our example words. The second syllable of olive has the close vowel we call golden helmet. You can also hear it in the unstressed syllable of words like message, orange, climate, prism, rhythm, robin, and button. The first syllable of alive has the vowel we call cup of mustard. It's the most relaxed vowel. You can also hear it in comma, quota, sofa, mocha, aroma, along, above, and about, always in unstressed syllables. Finally, there's a special reduced vowel that only occurs before L. We call it teal towels. You can hear it in words like little, model, apple, bottle, pencil, and rely, always unstressed. Now, let's talk about stressed central vowels. The cup of mustard sound also occurs in stressed syllables. It's the vowel in words like suck, budge, pulse, trunk, and blood. The last central vowel is the vowel in almond lager. It's the sound in words like palm, father, bra, and spa. In American English, we also use it in words like lot, stop, sock, dodge, romp, possible, and quality. In British English, we use it in words like bath, staff, brass, ask, dance, sample, and calf. Here's what you've learned so far. Time to see how well you've learned the short vowels. Here's a bunch of words you can already spell in Musa, both vowels and consonants. Pause the video, write them down, and continue when you're ready to check your answer. No surprises here. The rest of the English vowels are called diphthongs. Diphthongs are sequences of two vowels, but only one of the two vowels has full force. The other acts like a consonant, so we call it a semivowel. In English, Y, W, and R are semivowels. We'll start with the 4 diphthongs that end in Y. The first is the sound in green T. It's the vowel in words like fleece, creep, speak, leave, feel, key, and people. The second is the sound in gray day. You can hear it in words like face, tape, cake, raid, veil, steak, and play. The third is the sound in white tie. It's the vowel in words like price, ripe, right, arrive, high, try, and buy. Then there's the sound in turquoise toy, which you can hear in words like choice, adroit, noise, join, and royal. There are 4 more diphthongs that end in W. The first is the sound in blue moon. It appears in words like goose, loop, shoot, tomb, through, move, and loose. The second is the sound in rose coat, as in words like goat, soap, joke, home, no, so, and roll. The next is the sound in brown cow, as in words like mouth, out, house, loud, count, and crowd. Finally, there's a double diphthong where the vowel comes between 2 semivowels. We call it fuchsia cube. It appears in words like cute, huge, and view, and makes the difference between fool and fuel, moot and mute, and in some dialects, do and due. You may have noticed that the green tea, gray day, blue moon, rose coat, and fuchsia cube diphthongs use vowel letters you hadn't met yet. They're tenser than the corresponding short vowels next to them. Your mouth has to work harder to pronounce them. When these 5 diphthongs are unstressed, they remain tense, but they're often shortened. In those cases, we don't write the off-glide semivowel. Words like happy, entryway, nephew, and shadow just end in a low tense vowel. To wrap the vowels up, here are the 9 centering diphthongs that end in R. 3 of them are double diphthongs, and none of them use tense vowels. They're straightforward. Clear beer, purple shirt, poor gourd, pear chair, scarlet car, orange horse, fire pyre, pure manure, and flower tower. The purple shirt vowel is very often reduced, and when it is, we leave off the off-glide, as in words like paper, painter, or perplexed. In places where R isn't pronounced after a vowel, in England, Wales, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa, all of those R off-glides are replaced by the schwa off-glide, and we use the teal towels vowel for sounds that rhyme with burr. So now you know all 27 English vowels. Before continuing, let's see how good you are. Here's a chart of nicknames for each of the vowel shapes. The hood shape looks like the hood of a sweatshirt. The veil shape looks like a valley, and so on. The bobby shape is supposed to look like the helmet of a British bobby, a police constable. Your job is to remember the sound of each of these vowels and to prove it by writing down any word you can think of that has that sound. When you're done, continue the video to see how well you did. Did you figure out the trick? All of these nicknames contain the sound that their letter spells. They're a good way to spell English vowels out loud. Now that you know the whole English alphabet, let's do some final exercises. Here are 2 inspirational quotes by fictional characters. Pause the video and see if you can read them. When you're ready, continue the video. I'm sure you noticed that the Musa quotes include not just vowels and consonants, but also punctuation, dots between words, double dots at the ends of sentences, and accent marks, both level and slanted. Those accents are how we spell intonation, the music of each clause. The end of each clause is marked with a level accent, high for rising tones and low for falling tones. Meanwhile, the tonic, the most important word, is marked with a slanted accent, and sometimes they're on the same word. You can read more about it on our website, www.musa.bet. Now it's your turn to write the Musa. It's okay if you left off the punctuation for now. That's it for this video. Now you can read and write Musa, and the pizza you ordered before starting still hasn't arrived.